Hello, welcome back to my channel. I have decided that I'm going to enter into a space / try something I've never done before, and that is curate a TBR. I created this beautiful bingo board, if you will, of all of these prompts because, again, a couple of videos ago, I posted TBR overload, if you will, but in that explosion of conversation, I realized that part of my concern, part of my issue is that I have no guidance when it comes to my reading, and my reading is so hyper-focused on the fantasy genre, and there is much more to literature than fantasy, even though I love fantasy. There is a world beyond the fantastical, if you will. And I know I do have several favorite books that are not fantasy. So the point of this bingo actually was my last square that I made on the bingo board was fantasy, because I almost didn't even put fantasy on the board because I know that I am just naturally going to be reading fantasy. And I'm going to start by talking to you about all the books that I'm in the middle of. Now, will I have them finished by the end of April? No. Maybe. I don't know. I do also know that I plan to I'm gonna do a jar. Okay, I'm sure the title, I've cut up all the prompts, I put them in the jar. I think 5 is fair because I'm already in the middle of 5 other books. So I've decided that I'm gonna have a reward and a punishment. I'm going to draw 5 books, and if by the end of April, these are 5 prompts for the books, I will determine which book to use for which prompt in this video. I don't know if I'll do it live in the video or if I'll do it edited in later. I don't know. Let's start with the books I'm already in the middle of. So I'm already in the middle of Bride by Ali Hazelwood and 49 other romantasy books per my last video. This is just the only one I own physically. So yes, and like I said, I'm gonna have a reward and a punishment based off of if I do finish the 5 books that I pulled from the jar. So the currently reading books are not going to count against me if they are not finished, but I'm gonna draw these 5 prompts, and the reward, if I do finish all the books by the end of the month, is that I get to continue in a series that I enjoyed. And the punishment, if I don't read all 5 books by the end of the month, which is possible because it is April 1st and I've only read 3 books all year, which is much, much, much less than normal. If I don't read all 5 books that I say I'm gonna read by the end of April, then my punishment is that I have to read a book that I'm not excited for, which I'm hoping, even with that, I will be surprised by whatever book it is. But maybe I have low expectations, maybe I've seen bad reviews. Who knows what I will do with that, who knows. But okay, so I'm in the middle of Bride. I am also in the middle of the 2nd book in the Wheel of Time series, which I discussed in the TBR Overload video, as well as the Priory of the Orange Tree. Baby, she's a thick one, and I just don't know that the mood will be striking for this in April because I don't even know. I could not tell you when I started this. I want to say maybe I tried to start this in January, so maybe this is part of the problem with my reading, possibly. Okay, and then I have the short story collection from the Shadowhunter universe, which I don't think anybody needs me to sign everyone knows I like Cassandra Clare. Okay, if you don't know, now you know I like Cassandra Clare. She is my favorite author, yes, at the moment. Okay, and then I'm also reading Heated Rivalry for, I would think, obvious reasons. Like, it's definitely, I was listening to this on audio and then I switched to physical. I purchased this at an airport. I'm much more preferring the physical reading experience, which, I don't know. Okay, now let's pull just 5 prompts. Okay, like I said, I'll put the little bingo board on here. You can let me know what you're hoping I'm gonna pull. I put little icons next to it because I just thought it'd be fun. Printed this off at work. Okay, so I'm not going to look. I'm continuing to mix it up. Let's see. Okay, the first one is can we see that here? It is a Libro FM book, which I do own several Libro FM audiobooks. Now, I actually think I'm gonna go ahead and stick with the romantasy theme here because there is one that I do own through Libro that I wanna keep reading, and that is, I'll go right there, Vampires of El Norte. So that is book 1. I should be able to finish her, hopefully soon. Okay, I just saw it was on the top here, so I'm just gonna, and now we've got a romance. Okay, so I just need to read a romance book. That's all I have to do. This is what I'm saying. I get so focused on fantasy, I just don't even read a romance book. So let me see if I can just think of one. Like, what's a contemporary romance? Oh, you know what? Maybe we could use, you know what? I guess we'll go ahead and start off with a little bit of cheating because, I don't know, I said this isn't gonna count against me if I don't finish it, but I feel like it should because it's just so iconic lately. I probably should count it against myself. I don't know. Let's see. I'm gonna do a quick little Goodreads overview of contemporary romance and see if anything sticks out to me more than this. And honestly, not really, since it's all straight romance that's popping up on here. So you know what? I am gonna low-key cheat on that one, okay? So, but now that means that I do have to read this month. And if I don't read this month, I will punish myself. Okay, let's draw 3 more. Let's see, what do we get next? Oh, we have a booktuber favorite. A booktuber favorite. Now this would be so fun. And this is hard because now I feel like I have to think about who do I have the most similar taste with that I have not read things that they also enjoy, and hope that it is, oh goodness. And is there a booktuber who constantly acknowledges what their favorite books are that has similar taste to me? The only person that's coming to mind for me right now there's 2 actually. There's either Beautifully Bookish Bethany or Mara from Books Like Whoa, because their favorite book of all time is Jane Eyre. And I would say that is probably my favorite book of all time, possibly tied with The Picture of Dorian Gray. Those are 2 of my favorite classics ever. Jane Eyre, as a character, I think I like a little more than Dorian, but that makes me feel like I should read, I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to edit in something later because we don't have time. I'm so sorry, editing me. Okay, for the booktuber favorite, hello? Booktuber favorite, yeah, that's what it says. I have decided that I am gonna go with Mara from Books Like Whoa. And I'm gonna read a book from her favorites video from 3 years ago. I feel like me and her have the most similar taste, at least from the few books that I have read. We have pretty similar taste in mystery thriller. So this book, The Haunting of Maddie Clare, this was in her favorites video 3 years ago in the mystery thriller genre. And she says it's a very Mara book, and me and Mara seem to, hopefully, I don't know. I have not read, I think I started a Simone St. James, but I did not finish it just because of my ADD being so severe. That's what I'm choosing for the booktuber favorite. So hopefully, if I don't like it, which I am scared to not like it, she has a plethora of other favorites to pull from, or I can pull another booktuber. I don't know. This is like I find this weirdly intimidating because what if I don't like it? Obviously, I'm sure we're all adults here. Like, we know it doesn't mean I don't. I still love the creator and the content. So that's what I picked for that prompt. Okay, we have to pick something else. Okay, a self-published book. Okay, actually, I know what I want to read for this. Because I also kind of low-key want to read it for another video idea. And that is, I think it's called The Last Sun. Yes. Okay, so that is 4 books. We only know what 3 of them are. We will know what the 3rd should have been. Oh, this has an award from, okay, cool. I believe that's self-published because it's Audible exclusive. So let me just confirm. Oh shit. Okay, well apparently that is not a self-published book. Okay, well I thought that was self-published, but apparently it's not. And there is another incredibly hyped book that everyone is reading at the moment, Dungeon Crawler Carl, which I am going to commit to the first book. Okay, I'm going to try to read it in April because it was originally self-published. I don't know if they redid it or what, but because I'm going to count, for me, since this is my game and I'm making the rules, I'm going to say if it was ever self-published at any point, I'm going to count it. I do wish I could find something more underground, because Dungeon Crawler Carl is so popular right now, but I do really want to read it because everyone's reading it. So, next time we pull that prompt, maybe I'll try to be a little more, but just for the purposes of this video, I'm going to mix this up a little more, and then we're going to see what we get next. Okay, and I'm also going to pull, okay, this is our last one, an LGBT nonfiction. Okay, now after I read The Velvet Rage, that was something that I really enjoyed. So I kind of want to read something in that vein. So I'm going to my library. I'm going to tap on this beautiful section called LGBT nonfiction, and we're going to just take a look and see what calls to me. Okay, we're going to make this really easy on myself, and we're going to do a graphic novel, because I remember if you don't know, I was in Boy Scouts, and I'm pretty sure that let me double check, make sure this is non-fiction, because I've worried this actually might be fiction. It is fiction. Oh, damn it. I kind of want to read this book because I feel like we have had a good amount of time away from this controversy, and I didn't even realize that this was anything LGBT related at all. I am worried based off the author's behavior, what might occur in my channel, in my spaces or whatever, but I do kind of want to read this book. It's called Leaving Isn't the Hardest Thing. And if you don't know the lore here, you don't know what happened here, just go ahead and Google it, because I had no idea from all the controversy surrounding this book that it was LGBT. Out of everything that was discussed around this book and the author's behavior, I just never realized that there was anything, I don't know. So I am going to borrow this audiobook and we're gonna see how I feel about it. Oh my gosh, I feel, yeah. Okay, so this is the only thing that I physically have committed to. Editing me is gonna put in what I decided for booktuber favorite. So I am gonna have to do that later. I'm so sorry, editing me. I know, I'm sorry. And trust me, editing me is not a patient person. I do not like editing. So I'm gonna try to make it as easy as possible on myself, my future self, because like I said, so we have Leaving Isn't the Hardest Thing for the LGBT nonfiction. We have Dungeon Crawler Carl for self-published. And then we have Heated Rivalry for the romance. And we have Vampires of El Norte. I guess now I'm curious, do I want to put any of these back in for next month? For now, I'm gonna just leave them out and I will revisit at the end of the month. So that's gonna be my April TBR for now. I will leave my Instagram, Goodreads, and my TikTok in the description if you'd like to check them out. Otherwise, have a great day. Bye.